question. So what's the point of opening up this bridge? So 2 points. If you're doing the garage push as well as the construction push. So the biggest points were given if you mention the garage push because you want to like deny the position by the C2, C1 and C3. C2 can be denied only if you open up the middle wall, but you didn't need to mention that. I will not be taking the points if you will be taking if you wouldn't be mentioning the middle wall between the CC and the garage. The second thing is why you need to open up for the construction point is to distract any top red players playing against the construction push. So if you pair up your construction push as well as rush push from this bridge, then top red stairs cannot contest the construction push, and that's also very important to know. Like if this is reinforced, then the top red stairs can pretty safely play against the construction push. And additional thing, what I think I was giving or taking 2 points is if you didn't mention the corner spot, like the radius spot, like you need to open up the middle wall or the left wall just to see the corner spot, which I second and let me just go. So this is the spot I'm talking about. You guys can see, yeah. So this is the spot. So that spot can be only denied from the middle. Okay, so this is probably my most favorite question because this is so popular question that still by this time a lot of people don't understand behind reinforcements, bullet holes, melee holes, and rotations. And surprisingly, a lot of people said wrong, like especially the B and the C one, like. But okay, let's take a look. So I'm going to the blue is reinforcements. I'll give reasonings. So these 3 reinforcements. So this reinforcement is for the vase player against the hookah. The C reinforcement is so an anchor can be playing by the bullet holes that will be by the D and F. So C is for this guy against the 90, and E is again to be able to play by the bullet or melee holes by the D and F. So as I mentioned, there will be bullet holes D, F, as well as B. So I will be actually taking negative points if you will be reinforcing B. So if you will be reinforcing A, B, and C, you will lose points because you need to make pressure from the hookah towards the like the VIP's hallway. So you need to make, even if you like if you reinforced A, B, but didn't reinforce C, then I will not be taking points because from the C you still can make pressure. But if you will be reinforcing all 3, that's bad. That's a very easy push for the attackers. So you need bullet holes there, there, and there, and this is reinforced. And now let's talk about the rotations. So many people said that you want to reinforce on 1 because it is more secure from the Aqua's balcony. And that's total opposite. So rotations. Okay, let's go better blue. So this rotation over this rotation. So from the Aqua, they actually can see all the way towards Hookah. So basically anyone playing behind this reinforcement is stuck there. So if you have a rotation over here, that means you're more safe from the Aqua, not the opposite. The same thing applies for the, so you want to reinforce over here if you're afraid of this angle, but that's actually not the main idea. So if you want to reinforce over here, that means you will have more space for the bullet or melee holes. So if, okay, let's go back here. So if you have rotation over there, then you have the full wall for your bullet or melee holes. That's probably the main idea why you want to reinforce on 1. So whoever said that from Aqua you're more safe if you have number 1, that's kind of wrong. That's bad. Additional points will be probably given if you will mention that there is a like head level hole for this smoke by the shy code to smoke off Hookah. I will not be taking points if you didn't mention that. That's something that I wasn't even thinking of, but some people actually mentioned that the head level, that's very good. That's always recommended to do. So this question. Many people said, so how would you deal against this position? Many people said to have two people on the windows, so this guy and this guy. And that's fine in some situations, but that's not going to be a consistent way of clearing this guy out. Because so this is east, and this is east, and this is south windows. So anyone from the east windows cannot get an angle on like this area or all the way toward the south. So if this guy hears grenade being cooked, he can drop down and pick that guy. That's very aggressive, that's monkey playstyle, but you will die. So if you want to mention how you want to frag grenade from the like south walls, then you need to have second repel with him. But that's not the only thing. You also need to be wary of the spawn, like not spawn picking, but the monkey playstyle from the meeting as well as from the lobby and as well as from the piano. So anyone repelling by the south balcony is very vulnerable from the like defenders running out. So if you haven't mentioned that, I will be taking a lot of points. So this position can be easily cleared out. Let me just go back from the papers window. Let me just go back to the to the consulate. Okay, so this is great. So from this you can have all the angle towards there. So what you want to have is you want to have someone over here. That's definitely for sure. So this guy can see basically this area. So there's something elevated over there. So he really cannot. I mean, he can be spraying something, but if the defender is crouching, that he won't be able to see him. So you want to have a defender over, a taker over there, and a taker over there. The best answer will be to clear out the paper and to push him like from the paper side, as well as to have an angle from the these were east windows. You go additionally, as I mentioned, you can open up this window from the outside, Zofia Ash, and just destroy him or push him away towards the south window. That will be kind of better approach. Some people said to push out from the first floor, which is fine. I was giving more points because from the ground you can push him away again towards this guy. But mentioning just having someone here, frag grenade him, you can be run outed, from every single window, but also he can just punish you and pick you. So that's not the best option. I mean, it will work maybe in ranked, but if that guy knows how to play, I don't think it should work. Okay, there is no question. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, so this question was giving a few points because the key word here is to open up like the small bakery window. So if you open up the small bakery window, then you have full access on this position, and then you pretty much clear the room. So I was taking points if someone mentioned to get into the small bakery, which I will call tables, because if you want to get into the small table and then push him, you need to clear out the Harry Potter, you need to clear out closet, you need to clear out the restaurant. That's going to take a lot of time just to do the bakery push. You're pushing these areas if you're going to do the freezer push, not if you're doing the bakery push. Some people also mentioned to waste ADSs and the frag grenades, which also gave you some points, but it's not consistent because there could be like rotations. Like if you haven't mentioned the rotations, deployable shields, utility, he can run away. This is super safe to get the baker control. This is first. You're not going to waste that much utility like flashes, frag grenades, or Capitao will be really good also answer over here. I don't think anyone mentioned Capitao, but Capitao, like you fire on the top and then you have repelling upside down someone here or behind the car. That will be also a very good answer. But fragging him out, like he can also safely move between these two, somewhat safely, not super safe because of the middle stuff, but yeah. So fragging him out will give you a lot of points, but not full points, just because you kind of are wasting a lot of utility, and there are simpler options. Like you just need to open up this wall. Additional points will be given if you will mention that someone by the Harry Potter can destroy your hard breach. But that also you can deal with that pretty easily. Like you can flash him out, you can smoke it off. Yeah. No question. That's great. By the way, guys, actually you can ask because I'm going very in depth about these answers. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask about these questions, not some additional ones. Okay, I think everybody knew why. Most of people knew why feet calls, because if you were playing in the kids and you're prone, you can see all the way to the tarps, whereas attackers cannot see you back. But why do some teams reinforce A? Some people said mirror window, which is some people said that you just have more cover in the kids, which is every reinforcement gives you more cover, so I didn't give any points for that. Like the point of reinforcing is to give you more cover. I'm more into reasons which cover. So what cover this reinforcement is giving you is against the window. So if you're like kind of heavily pushed from the attic, you still will be able to play like close to the door of the tarps against this window. So that's kind of my main purpose of this reinforcement. But also you can you can be playing. I believe I didn't check that out, but I think now I'm pretty sure that here's a bomb. So I think you will be able to play against the white stairs even if you lose the tarp control. But the main reason why you want to reinforce it is against the windows angle. Okay, theme park. So I'm not sure if everybody here got the full points. I think most people, most people got 4.5 out of 5. Because the big, that's not a big thing, but the main thing over here is to push from the windows side, which most people said, and also to pressure from the balcony. But a lot of people kind of forget that we are here talking about competitive things. So most people, if you're going to face this defender, someone will be playing by the top dragon stairs and the top dragon hallway. So you also want to have someone watching the top dragon hallway, because if you're going to push this guy from this door, you need to make sure that nobody's playing by this side, by the hallway. So I was taking just 0.5 points, like nothing much, because I understand that many people didn't like face any like strat heavy theme park teams. So yeah, but in actual higher level, when theme park was in the pro league, you will always see someone by the top dragon hallway as well, if there was a guy by the showers, if that makes sense. Ziklin Zitz, it's very hard to pronounce your name. Thanks for the follow, mate. And I think most people got this one narrowly correct, because I think 6 out of 8. Because yeah, this is definitely against the trophy. Start joining the trophy push, but also from this side you can deny the study push. And that's also very important, because like from over here you can see pixel angle toward the study, and that's very important. So basically, I'm going to describe the situation. So you have so basically in these questions, you know that the attackers will do this following setup, and what will you do? So you have Yin Glass pushing from the dirt, Hibana is covering the flanks, so basically you cannot just go into kitchen and kill them, and Gridlock's Ace with the smoke grenades are kind of pushing down there. The most important thing over here is to understand that you have to hold dirt very heavily. So if they get if you're going to have a lot of utility by the clubhouse, by the arsenal, sorry, that will be kind of meaningless if they just can push through the smokes with the glass. Like, sure, you can maybe pre-fire it, but then you're playing against glass, against the smoke grenades. Like, he can be crouched, he can be stand up. He's going to win the gunfight if he knows how to play glass. So the first thing what I wanted to see is you need to hold dirt very heavily. You can do it with the shield, you can do it with ward, and you can do it with the clash, you can do flash. I think most people actually mention smoke and ward, and that are all good options. The second thing that I wanted to see is deployable shields, evil eyes, bulletproof cameras, any of these two. So before the patch, you could have put here deployable shield and pretty much deny the drop. So they could only plant by the cage side, which is probably somewhere here. No questions, but having bulletproof utility against teams that most likely have just Ace to destroy bulletproof, maybe Glaze will have frags. We don't know that. But having bulletproof is mandatory to understand. Like, smoke meta kind of is not anymore quote unquote meta because there's a lot of bulletproof stuff that you have to deal with. If that makes sense. So if you haven't mentioned Maestro, bulletproof deployable shields, then like you can have like deployable shield over here, deployable shield over there, and then you also deny the kitchen drop. That is one answer. The second answer will be to roam heavily on the top floor. So you could have like vertical angles from the office towards this bridge. So basically, with these vertical holes, you're forcing them to clear out the top floor, at least office, and then you're forcing them to change the strat. Also, another strat will be actually to open up these holes, and then you can contest the vertical players from the stage area. Like you want to force the takers to do something that they are not they don't want to do. That was the main idea of this strat. Like, and there were also a few other answers that actually got pretty nice score from the other people, but I kind of don't remember. But I think I haven't. Let me now just recheck. So yeah, heavy C4 strat, roam second floor, open up stage wall. Yeah, maximum 2 frags. Yeah, so pretty much either heavily roam on the top floor, like not heavily, like you can have 2 people to force them to clear you out, or play heavily in the dirt with the bulletproof stuff. That's the main idea. Okay, no more questions. Okay, so let's go for the more interesting strat. So this is Penthouse Hookah hold, which I had seen a lot of different answers. So basically, I mean, Kite is heavily holding VIP, but as well as he can see like default. Smoke also can see default. So just rushing from the head, Penthouse is deniable by this smoke. So that's first. If someone said that let's just rush from the toilet's hatch and the penthouse win, someone by the penthouse window, that will be denied pretty easily. Also, you have 2 roamers underneath. They could have C4s. Did I mention? Okay, Goyo Jaeger. So okay, you know that. I mean Goyo. Okay, so the my first thought is how to push out these two, because there's a lot of utility over here. So I want to ignore that. Like pushing from the long or VIP's hallway is going to be denied from the Clash smoke. So I will be pushing from the luggage, main stairs, and have someone like outside covering up the stairs. And also I will pick Zofia. So if in case Clash rotates for the smoke, so you can pick off Clash and Smoke, and then if Clash and Smoke dies, then you pretty much got the theater control. Some people were mentioning to have like frags standing in the John Hall, which will be good if you will have a summon by the double window. This is also like a lot of people were giving good answers, but they didn't have another attacker like following up to get that free kill. So this frag grenade will force Kai to the open. And if you don't have anyone by the like big window, then you're not going to get a kill. Like he can move away and get back there. If there's someone by the rooftop, they still can go there. Like you need to have, if you want to frag someone from the drone hole, then you need to have someone by the VIP VIP double window. So I think I had seen most of the drone hole frag grenades, rushes, and some people are just doing the luggage push with the main stairs push without holding up the stairs, which is kind of then the stairs guy somewhat maybe can kill the luggage guy, or they can run out on this guy, but it was all fine. So, but the rush push is no go because you can be denied and stole from the smoke. Also, some teams were playing vertically, which is also totally fine. Like vertically, you can push out Kite, but again, if you want to play vertically, you again want to have someone by the double window to get the Kite a kill. Kite can kite trick his walls, so opening up these walls is not a thing, especially if, I mean, Clash also can destroy the hard breaching tools, like that there's, like you're not going to open the top. And also I kind of forgot to mention, Clash has an angle on the VIPs, that's also kind of huge, because smoke can peek from that line of sight. So what the Tigers are doing is they first up clear out like this area, and they can do that. Like they have one guy, Ash, and I I have even mentioned that Amaru can be helping with like repelling over here. So they're going to get the top floor, like at least this in control eventually. And when they get that control, then Amaru rotates. Capitao keeps having passive angles towards this console, because from the console you can deny this kind of plant, and this is what happens. Ace opens up the benches as well as the toilet wall, and he rotates towards the soda, holds this angle. Ash, Ash kind of holds this angle, while Capitao is firebolting this, and Amaru yeets in and plants behind the piano. Okay, so there were several good questions. So a good question will be to heavy contest this breach, like mute, bandit, guide. That's a solid idea. The second idea will be to play heavily from the garage, but it will be important to mention how you need to reinforce the garage walls. Because if attackers can see you that you're in the garage, they are just going to open up the garage walls, and then you cannot play there anymore. So reinforcing garage walls if you want to play like vertically from below is important. And I have also mentioned that you can run out like from the bench as well against Ace or even Ash. So these kind of three possibilities were the correct answers. Let me see if I even said something else. Okay, so Kite Bandit. Okay, so that's reinforced garage walls. Running out to kill Ace. Yeah, so if Ace dies, then they won't be able to open up this breach. So basically, it all rotates. Like if you can be playing like over here with the smoke, then you can deny the plant, and that's kind of the main point of this stuff. But yeah, I think sorry, some people were kind of mentioning the heavy top floor hold, but it's going to be very easily pushed. Like you have three people repelling, and they can pretty much get all the angles. Like what attackers are trying to do on the top floor is to make sure that nobody's playing like in this area, because anywhere else they cannot deny the Amaru plant. So as long as nobody's playing here, they don't care where you are. Like they're going to hold passive angles, maybe even with the drones, who knows, but they need to make sure that nobody's there. And they can pretty easily do that with the window repel. Okay, this wasn't that hard question, but still, many people kind of forget about Zofia. So what is happening over here is a default fireplace, and is it meeting fireplace library push by the top floor. So you need to get the top floor control, and they are doing it. So Thermite opening up this wall, Monty pushing this way, vice Zofia repelling upside down, and then you have Buck and Thatcher contesting the cocktail players, waiting Monty to push like this, and then they can slowly push back towards the cocktail. So I mean, the easiest counter is just play vertical against this hard breach, and that will give you the majority of the points. But the thing is, you still need to stop Monty and Zofia pushing through the white hallway. And how do you do that? Well, to do that, all that you need to do is run out. Like, nobody is covering here. So this strat means you know that they are going to do this. So all of these strats, like you know that they are doing this, you know that they are doing this. So you know that they are doing this, and how would you counter it? So how would you counter this strat? And so this happened previously, like last round, or your analyst or coach told you that they're always doing this kind of a push, and now you need to make a counter strat to this. Yeah, contesting breach from below is the main part of the like impacts, or even having smoke with a shotgun contesting this. Again, it's too big. How am I doing this? And you need to get Zofia, because even if you manage to contest the breach, if Monty manages to push, then still Buck and Thatcher will be able to make crossfires with Monty. Yeah, so vertical holes as well as to run out from the Zofia. That's the main that will be given the full points. Hello Luigi, what's up? Let me just quickly check if did I mention something else. Thermite is a little bit tricky. Yeah, Zofia has a lot on white for 8 months. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I have said both answers. Okay, I kind of have mentioned Oregon when I was talking about the coastline. If you remember the coastline, when you will be fragging from the drone hall, you need to have someone. You need to have someone from the VIP, and this is now even not. This is now. This is now important because when you're going to, so you obviously want to push on the attic and the bedroom side. So that's no question asked. But if you want to open up this wall, you need to have someone by this window because sure Melusi could run like towards the white stairs or Canadian stairs. But what if Melusi goes to this corner? She's going to have a very, very strong angle towards the trophy and the games push, and you won't be able to get rid of her from this window anymore. So like not allowing her to get in the corner is important. Okay, so that's the first thing that I need to mention. And also, you first want to push out Melusi and then Valkyrie. Because if you're going to push out Valkyrie first, Melusi could help her. Whereas if you're going to push Melusi, Valkyrie cannot like do anything. And another important thing is to have always either. I mean, what I was mentioning by the big window, you also can do the same thing by the like kids windows, but then you're kind of like from the green hallway, you're kind of exposed. But that's fine. But if you have someone by the kids window, then you again push Melusi either by the corner or by the white stairs. But having someone by the window is very important. And then when you push out Melusi somewhere, like if you push her there, then you can have crossfires with games and the big window. And then you can start pushing out Valkyrie. So it's very important in which order you're going to push defenders. Like Valkyrie, Melusi can help Valkyrie, whereas Valkyrie cannot help Melusi. That's very important also to highlight here. Let me quickly see if I missed some. Okay, so there was for me that there was just. I mean, I think someone also said so. There was also possibility to throw frag grenades from this window against Valkyrie, which is also totally fine. But I didn't mention that over here. I was mentioning just one answer. Okay, this was also very interesting. I mean, the theme park one. So basically, attackers are ignoring top floor control. You're defending armory and throne, and they are ignoring these two. Like, okay, so they definitely have to ignore these two because like these two X's is like from the top floor. Like you can deny these spots. That's why they are going to ignore you. And what attackers are doing is opening up all three walls. And how do you counter that? Well, the easiest way to counter it is if they're ignoring the top floor control, then hold from the top floor. So from the top floor, you can open up this hatch. There is also you can also open up the floor above this security, and then you can pretty much deny these two walls being opened. This wall can be denied so several ways. So you can impact check, you can kite, you can mute, you can bandit trick it. Sure, you can kind of, Maverick can fragonate him out, but also you can play by the yellow stairs. So we are now back again to the Clubhouse example. So if attackers are ignoring the top floor, aside from the Ash is just holding the flanks, and if you have player by the yellow and player, let's say over here, then you're forcing attackers to get deeper into the top floor, and then you can like retrade on Ash. Like if Ash kills the yellow guy, then this guy can pick Ash and kill Ash. And that means the whole top floor is for you, and that also means you can deny the yellow push as well. So the idea behind over here is to play vertically and to bait Ash to push against the yellow guy to kill her. That's one of the ways to counter this. The second way will be to heavily bunker yourself. Like you can play with a lot of impacts, you can play with clash. Like if you manage to like hold, you actually don't need to. Like if you are going to heavily like impact, bandit, mute, trick with the clash, then even if they open up 1 out of 3 walls, clash will still be able to counter it. But that will also be an okay answer, but I will prefer having vertical control over anything else. Actually, I actually said 4 answers over here. Pushing out Ash won't be hard. Yeah, okay, so pushing out Ash, I can expand. Playing extend to the barrels, okay. So you can play extend to the barrel. So the only window you need to worry about this window, and then they will need to rotate someone there. By rotating someone in the barrels, that means you will have an angle towards back as well as the toilet. And that will kind of screw up their attack. They will have to change up their playstyle. And that is the reason why you might also extend to the barrels. Later on, you can later reinforce that wall if you feel it unsafe. But wasting their time is kind of necessary over here. Okay, let me see the next one. Playing around yellows. Okay, so I also mentioned that playing with heavily lying from walls, big OPK. Okay, yeah, pretty much it. So vertical control is probably, in my opinion, I will go for the vertical, like vertical control with the zone by the top yellow or mid yellow. Next, okay, so this is the last out of this thread. So I mean, this is pretty much the utility. I don't think I need extra. What you usually don't see is this is usually reinforced, but here body level on the sides for the smoke to deny astro as well as the astro window. Okay, so this is very important. So if smoke has a deployable shield over here, that means him playing against astro window is he has the more advantage over the anyone who is repelling, especially that here's like a wall. So even if you're repelling on the astro window, you're kind of limited there. So a lot of people kind of mention to use frag grenades on the goyo, but you really cannot toss it out. So the main idea over here is to play vertically. So vertically you can deny the shields. I mean, someone else also mentioned that you can deny this goyo shield from drone hole, but I don't think this shield is not an issue. Like you can deny it pretty safely even from the bedroom side. Maybe not from the bedroom, but from the toilet. But the main idea over here is to have someone passively. Okay, let's go to Willa. I need 2 screens. I need to first floor toggle. Okay, so what you need over here, so goyo is in the pink mark. On the pink mark. So what you want to have is someone by the clock having passive angle, and then from the toilet, like over here, you toss a grenade on him. So this what happens is goyo either needs to go towards this angle or needs to go over this angle. Either way, the attacker has the advantage over him. Are we assuming edit magnets are in this example? I mean, you can phase them out. Like at least in the current meta, it's pretty easy to phase them. Like you can have Buck and Iana for doing this, or you can have I don't know. I mean, Termite and Buck. Like there are a lot of ways to counter the ADS as magnets. So, but yeah, the main idea is to from the toilet again. This is stick. From the toilet, you want to throw a grenade, and then goyo has to push both like exposed angles. So fragging him out from the astro window, I don't think even that it is possible, but even if it is possible, then you're kind of exposed from the smoke. But also, I don't think I was giving full points also because there could be possible vertical angles with the smoke towards the like this hallway below goyo, but I will not be taking that much. So yeah, again, this question didn't ask how would you execute, but how would you deal with this hold. So after dealing with goyo, clashes, and dealing with this deployable shield, then you kind of get the Asha control, and then the question stops there. If you're going to talk about the execution, I'm just going to like that was not the point of the question, so that was just extra text. Clearing out garage. So when you want to get the garage control, when would you go Montagne over Capitao, and when would you go Capitao over Monty? So Monty over Capitao is good for next reasons. So first, with Monty, you don't need to get launch control. You don't need to get that much map control as you will have with Capitao, because Capitao kind of forces you to have another attack around the launch area to get a kill of the fireball. Like it's very similar to the Oregon clip. Like when you want to have someone by the big window, when you're forcing Malusi out of her way, like you want to have someone watching the fire dropping down, like not Capitao but someone else, so he can get the easy kill on that guy. When will you get Capitao over Monty? Well, Capitao, so Monty, his downside is that there are trap operators. So if there's a goo mine by the catwalk, like he has to go all the way back outside, take goo mine off, and then push again. And then like Legion can do that over and over and over again. Welcome mat, like Frost welcome mat, if it is put on the top, you can't destroy it. Like you need a frag grenade to get rid of the welcome mat. Like any trap operators can deal with Monty, and that's why Capitao is sometimes better, but in contrast, you need to get lounge area control, you need to open up the garage as well. Also, yeah, that's pretty much it. Actually, there is no also. The second question, defending coastline. Okay, so this is basically it really doesn't matter like which objective, which room. So bulletproof over maestro camera is that bulletproof is not exactly countered by Thatcher. So EMP opens up evil eye, especially if nobody's on the evil eye. Like if someone is on the evil eye, then you can pull it up and then sometimes you can defend it out. But bulletproof will just get disabled for 10 seconds. So the advantage of bulletproof versus maestro is less counters. Whereas a maestro evil eye can destroy utilities such as drones. They can destroy pretty much just drones. I mean, on this current position, just drones, but on the other, like on the Villa's example, like by the 90 on Villa, you can also destroy hard breaching tools, etc., etc. When you're taking Garage and Coastline, and since Nomad was banned, would you take zero? When would you take zero over Gridlock and vice versa? So a lot of people kind of got this wrong because Gridlock, alongside with Claymores, are not going to secure your flanks fully. Like it's going to be very easy to counter tracks. Whereas if you have a zero's camera, then you can with just one player, which usually you will have. Like on cons that usually it's not going to be 5 versus 5 execution. You will have someone watching the cameras. So having the passive like flank watcher with the cameras is usually going to guarantee the free kill. Whereas the tracks, I mean, they are audible, but they can be destroyed earlier or later, so you really cannot rely on the tracks. Whereas tracks are very good if you're going to like if let's say Nomad was banned and you want to counter them running out, then tracks is definitely better than zero cameras. Like zero cameras are not going to slow defenders push like rushing you on the repelled guys. Also, Gridlock brings smoke grenades. So many people said that Gridlock is better flank watcher than zero, which maybe in ranked again is, but again we are talking about the competitive where usually some kills will happen. So actually zero is kind of better there. Let's see, zero instead flanks, great during mid late round, guarantees flank cover. Yeah, guarantees flank cover. That means you will always have one player watching the flank drones. Gridlock, great, okay for the runouts, but flanks are not secured. Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. Also, I mean, someone also was mentioning zero can destroy like bandit Kai charges, which is also totally fine to mention. I totally forgot about it. That's also bonus points. So yeah. Okay, so that's no questions for me. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, so for the cafe, so when you're doing the reading and meeting push, would you go Sledge over Buck and reverse? So Sledge brings frag grenades, which is kind of obvious. So he brings more utility. But Buck brings more safety against the C4s. And that's pretty much the answer. So Buck is if you don't want to get C4 that easily, so you basically can be on the you can be on the bar, somewhat safe from the C4s and open up the vertical angles. Whereas with the Sledge, first you're slow, you are actually standing onto the open hole, so you're pretty much easy for C4 kills. So Sledge brings better loadout, Buck brings more safety against the C4s. When defending kills the worms. Okay, Ella over Malusi and vice versa. So Ella brings the global shield, which is important for the tarps. So if you don't have shield for the tarps, like you let's say that Oregon, where is Oregon? Let's say that you have just one shield and you opted for this shield. Let's go for the green. I think green color will be here good. Okay, so which color should go here? Yellow. Yellow works. So you opted for this deployable shield and you have only one shield. So if you have one shield, then Ella will be better. And also kind of Grizzbot mines are more hidden, but if you have a deployable shield, then no question ask Melusi. But the important thing over here is to notice how Ella brings deployable shield aside from the Grizzbot mines. Yeah, that's pretty much it. When taking Guardian from Team Park, would you prefer Ace over Hibana or vice versa? So Ace brings smokes, and Hibana brings anti-impact tricking utility. So for the so Ace brings smokes, Hibana cannot be impact tricked. That's pretty much it. For the Team Park or pretty much anywhere else. So I picked Team Park because especially on throne, you want to smoke off this area. So you open up this, you smoke off this, and then you can plant behind the throne. All what you have to worry about is this angle, like split as well as this angle. But regardless of the site, Hibana is kind of counter to impact tricking. That was very important for me. And when attacking games in Aviator and Villa, would you prefer Iana over Sledge and vice versa? So this was kind of, you can say, tricky question because Sledge, you're not going to use the Sledgehammer that much on this side because first, the bulletproof stuff will be kind of above the hatches, which will be very hard to destroy. So you're going to you're going to use a fragranise or explosives, not the Sledgehammer, and there is really no verticality that you can use as like Sledge. So, but again, Iana brings over Sledge. In the new patch, Iana brings free explosive stuff. So, Iana will probably be should be picked over Sledge in 9 out of 10 times against games in Aviator push in this case. But if you were answering this before the new verse patch, before the Gun 6, then it will be like 50-50. Like SMG 11, better loadout versus better utility, like unlimited drones.